Afternoon, boys and girls. I just come down and had a look down the beach at 2nd Avenue here. A little bit of lift in the water from that northerly swell. Doesn't look too bad, it's just a nice westerly breeze, about 20 mile an hour-ish. I just had a chat with them anglers fishing down there, and they've been here since low water, and that's about an hour and a half from high. They've had one little bass and a little flatty, and that's it. And very poor, but sound of things is poor all along the coast, so I thought I'd just come down and give it a couple of hours, see where it go. Hopefully that'll fish better on the end of the flood and on the ebb, because 2 fish for 2 anglers in about 7 hours isn't very good, is it? But we can but try. Well, as it's going to be a scratchy day, you can tell that by them other anglers ain't had a damn sight. I'm just to put two hook flappers on, just put a 2 hook flap on both rods. I have changed it slightly because obviously there could be a chance of a hound or a smooth hound or a spotted dog or something, or a bass. So I put 2 Aberdeens on, but I use 25-pound stud material. So that's, the 2 will cope with the smaller fish and the half average fish, and the 25-pound snud will cope with the teeth of the hounds and stuff. So there's a bit of a all-around rig. 2 hook flapper, can't go wrong. 2 hooks, 60-70 pound big body, and the old 5-ounce lead on the end, breakaway. Oh, let's get this baited up and get it out. Well, bait wise today I got a couple of heron out of the freezer and a pack of squid. Any small little things, but a lovely sized squid. I got them from Brentford Angling, obviously from Coles, but you can't beat the lollygoo. And they're nice hook sized little fish, about 2 or 3 inches long. They're lovely, they are. So I'll get them baited up if I can. Might still be a little bit frozen. And did anyone notice I splashed out and bought a new chopping board? Look at that, £2.50, Tesco's finest. Very posh. Handy, decent chopping board. The last one I had it for about 15 years and that was knackered. Well, a bit poorer prep work on my side. The bait ain't defrosted yet, so I've got an old tub with some salted herring and a few salted prawns that have been there a few months. Don't know how good they'll be, they've been there a long while, but they look quite tough and they baited up nicely. So both traces have got a salted prawn on the top and salted bit of herring on the bottom. Well, let's get these out and give them a go until the fresh bait defrosts. Well, it's about an hour to high water. Both rods are out. Stuck the right hand rod about 60-70 yards out, and the left hand rod, or just whacked it like in the gutter about 20 yards out. See how that'll do. Give me 2 options. Time will tell. Hopefully need a few fish. I haven't seen them guys bring any more, so. And then he had 2 all day, so it didn't look very good. There's a nice bit of surf, a good little colour in the water, but you can see that froth everywhere. That's the old dead plankton, or May weed, or slub, whatever you want to call it. It's all breaking up in the water now. Hopefully it'll disappear soon. Well, just reeled in for the first time, and the prawn and the heron look untouched, doesn't it? Something I expected really, so the baits have been touched, but you got to be positive. What I might do is take that heron off and put a nice fresh bit of squid on. See, that's nicely defrosted now, so all is good. Well, I just reeled in the rod at about 20 yards out. There's a couple little tiny bits of mayweed on the line, but nothing hardly at all. It's lovely. Nice to come new weed, but the seeded prawn's still the same, and heron's a bit tatty. So I'll obviously bait that up again, put a bit of fresh squid on the bottom and a bit of heron, and get that back out. As there's a little bit of weed, and I might whack that about 40 yards this time, a little bit further out, trying to lift the rod above that weed, what seemed to be right in the breakers. Well, that's been a funny old day. 1 minute that's dark and overcast like now, and next minute the sun's out and that's actually smashing. I don't know if I have a sip of Ribena or a cup of coffee. The weather's changing like someone flicking a switch. Nice bit of swell here, though there's a bit of lift on the flood. But nice to see a fish or 2. Hopefully as this tide start ebbing we might see something. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? It ain't raining, that's a bonus bit. There ain't no rain. There's virtually no weed. It's just half the battle won already, in my opinion. A fish is just a bonus. Well, I've had 3 or 4 casts now. I ain't had a touch. It is looking a bit bleak. That really is. The only action I've had near my bait is someone with a couple of dogs. No control on them at all. Just keep blowing a whistle and they just totally ignore her. Well, if she's got no control, why don't you put them on a lead? You ain't got to be a brain scientist, have you? But that's not a lovely day down here. Blow out the old cobwebs, doesn't it? Hopefully this tide will change soon and then that'll be it. Hopefully we'll start getting a few fish on the ebb. I always think the ebb fish better down Caister way and the flood. Give this a go. Still a bit of swell there. Nice lot of colour in the water. Well, that's getting a bit desperate times. So now I started to ebb slowly. I just stuck my left hand rod about 10-15 yards out. Any little fish will come along the shoreline. Hopefully it'll pick it up, a bass or something. Hoping, cross fingers, cross toes, who knows, but I've got to try something, keep whacking them out 40, 60, 70 yards, it making no difference. So I thought I'd just try one right tight to the beach. Yeah, I can sit there for 20 minutes, might not get nothing, but then I might do. It's just trial and error, innit? I clearly ain't a lot of fish here, so you got to try different things, ain't you? Doing the same thing time after time, if it ain't working, ain't no good, is it? Well, it looks like some more anglers just now coming down and setting up. Poor buggers. Yeah, but there's be a few more fish on the ebb. But I just baited up the other rod and I just slung that about another, it's only got about 10 yards out, so both rods are between 10 and 20 yards out. Just give that a go. Can't do any harm, can it? Might be a marauding bass coming through close. Just run along in the gutter. Time will tell. Let's hope we get a fish. I'm gagging to get one now. It's been a long while. Been a couple of hours, I haven't seen a fish yet. Jesus, whatever next. The only thing seems to be feeding around here is that pigeon. Well, 2 pigeons, and they're not really feeding, they're just picking up gravel for the old gizzards. But yeah, it's these things to be eating anything at the minute. 2 pigeons, and they're not very easy to catch or fishing, what are they? I don't know how well you can see it, but just there is an offshore support boat for the wind farm. And they've got, because it's all shallowed up there on the sandbank, so they just come around the edge of the turbine, they've got to come over right here, go along like about another half a mile further along just to get round, because it's shallowed up so much. That used to be like 20 foot deep there, and in the last few years, because of the wind turbine, just built up like hell. It's gone really, really shallow. Well, I've been here about 2.5 hours and I ain't seen a fish. Obviously the ebb is now well underway, but there's just been nothing. Thought we saw a few little rattles from crabs or something, but when you reel in, the bait is untouched. It ain't look very good at the minute. Don't know, all this mayweed in the water and the air pressure probably doesn't help. But that's dismal. That's not lovely to be out here. It's been a little bit of spot of rain on and off, but nothing too bad. But if you were going past in your boat or had a look over the dunes here, you see there's about 6-7 anglers fishing here now. You think, cool, they must be getting something. And I don't think they are, because the guys next to me don't like getting nothing. They're now packed up. And, well, they had them a little bass and a little flatty hours and hours ago, and I ain't seen a fish, so I don't think anyone's getting nothing. That's very poor, really. But fingers crossed, might be able to nick one out. I can't have a blank. That's horrendous. Blankety blank is no good for man the beast. Well, I just got a phone call off my mother asking where I am. Well, I'm meant to be around the families for Chinese tonight with all the family, but she told me Sunday on the phone, but Saturday on a message, and I went, well, I even get Chinese before the football, that'd be horrendous. And she went, yeah, that'll be right. So, yeah, I think I'm now going to have to pack up and go pretty sharpish. No fish, but I'm now getting Chinese, even might be a bit late. Well, that call off my mother about going around there for a meal probably wasn't a bad thing. I just reeled in and my line was full of mayweed. Oh, it's not as tough as what it was. I started to break down. But yeah, it wasn't the best session in the world. Blankety blank. And I got half a herring left. So that's what we do. We'll give it to the seagull. There you go, seagull. At least someone's going to benefit today. He'll love that. Alright, sorry I want more fish. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.